Was that satisfying? Feeling bougie today. I'm drinking some sparkling water. This one says ginger and lemon apple cider vinegar. So let's try it. Wow, that tastes like straight vinegar. It's pretty good though. Pretty potent, but it'll do the job. I got sparkling water at a restaurant I went to like last week with my family, and I've kind of been digging it recently. So I have some in my fridge right now. They're just like plain flavored, and then I have another one kind of like this that I don't even know what the flavor is. Maybe it's like orange or something, I don't know. So yeah, last week with my family, it was a great time. Shout out to them. We did a bunch of cool stuff. We went to a bunch of cool dinners. We went to a nice little candlelight like violin thing. The violinists were playing Coldplay, so obviously that music went crazy on the violins. Dressed up, it was super nice. It was only like 35 bucks a ticket, so it was like affordable too. So if you guys want to go do a violin candlelight show, it's definitely a great either, you know, date idea or just a fun thing to do with your friends. You get dressed up for and go to a nice dinner. It's a good time. I recommend. But yeah, I was gonna do a podcast with my family, but we were super busy like the whole week, so I didn't end up getting to film that, which kind of sucked. So I'm gonna just take some of the questions and just answer them myself that I was gonna ask them, I guess. I'll probably go with the flow a little bit more. Like I was gonna have more of a structured video if it was with them, but I'm just gonna read off some of the things that I wrote down on my laptop here and just kind of rap. I meant yap. I'm gonna yap. So yeah, first thing, I was literally just thinking about this. This isn't even in my notes or anything. I want to finish my sleeves so bad. As you guys know and see, I have like a little half sleeve thing going on here. What I want to do is I want to get like my whole arm. And I was thinking patchwork at first for a long time, but now I'm thinking I want to get it like shaded in, like in between everything, just like a gray color. Obviously get it like lighter towards like everything, and I don't know, just it'll be cool to get shading in between everything. I think that's the move. Because don't get me wrong, like I like having this, but I feel like full arm sleeves just come together like really nice. And I was thinking about getting one on my bicep not too long ago, like a couple months ago, but it just seemed like way overpriced, so I didn't go forward with it. And I think I'm just gonna do everything at once. I don't know when I'm gonna do it. Whenever I can run up a bag, I guess. Yeah, I want to do my whole arm at some point. I think it'd be sick. I think it would look tough. Especially with like the style out here in Los Angeles. Like a lot of people have tattoos, and it goes with a lot of the like outfits that people wear out here. You know, there's a different style out west. And this is not an impulse decision by any means. Like this is something I've wanted to do for a long time. Like ever since I was young, I've wanted tattoos. I'm not a trend hopper, I promise. I actually have always wanted them. I have like a notes tab in my phone where I've jotted down ideas of tattoos. Like every single one of these, I've had the idea before I got it for like at least a couple months. I think the most spare of the moment one was my first one that I got. I thought of it like a couple weeks prior, but I knew that it was something I wouldn't regret. LIWL, life is worth living, obviously. Like I can't regret that. It's not something dumb. Obviously has meaning behind it, and it's a great tattoo. I love it. Obviously, like I put that at the end of my videos. It's kind of like a personal brand thing now, which is kind of cool to say. But yeah, I need to get that done soon. If anybody has any recommendations of like cool space fillers for tattoos, hit me up. I just want it to look really cool, and sometimes I think the palm tree is like a little bit much. Not in a bad way. Like I like it, don't get me wrong. But if there was more stuff like around it and didn't just like pop out so much, you know what I'm saying? And there was like shading in between, I think it would look better. So I gotta do that at some point, but that's later in the year. Man, I wonder what this year is gonna hold. It's already in the middle of March, which is insane. March Madness is going on. This is like the first year that I didn't pay any attention to the basketball world in college, which is crazy because like I'm now in that era myself. Like I'm in that age group. I guess I'm not in college, so I can't really say that, but I used to be such a big fan of college basketball. I just don't really keep up with it as much. Same thing with the Cardinals, like St. Louis Cardinals. My favorite two sports teams to watch were Illinois basketball and the St. Louis Cardinals, and now it's the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bulls, which also I've been a fan of the Rams. Don't call me a bandwagon just because I moved here. They were in St. Louis when I was growing up, and that was like an hour and a half for me, okay? I'm not a bandwagon. Everybody here assumes I'm a bandwagon whenever I tell them I'm a Rams fan, okay? I've had a Todd Gurley jersey in my closet for years before I moved here, okay? Years, okay? I'm not a bandwagon. Speaking of my closet, I'm actually gonna be doing a haul video. I don't know if you guys can see in the corner over there. I got so much clothes at Zara the other day, so I'm gonna do a haul video. I need to like freaking situate my closet. I have a lot of clothes in there that I don't really wear anymore or that don't really fit me. So I was in need of getting some new clothes. I need to get some Zara jeans. That's something that I want to do because I feel like the baggy Zara jeans are so tough. Not this upcoming Monday, but the next Monday, expect a haul video. That should be a good one, especially if you're into clothes. I'm going to Greece in 2 months, and so I had to get some pickups for that. So it's like clothes that are, you know, to be worn on like a beach or a tropical setting. Most of them. Some of them are just like, you know, t-shirts that I like. I don't have many like boxy t-shirts anymore that fit me. A lot of them shrunk. I don't know why or like how. I feel like I don't even dry them that long. I'm just gonna start air drying like all my t-shirts that I like, because a lot of the ones that I used to wear a lot are shrunk and they don't look good anymore. So that's something that I'm looking forward to here soon. I'm going back to Illinois in May, I think May 2nd or something like that. Going back to my parents' house. I am not gonna bring Stitches this time because he just cannot hang on planes. Like, I just feel so bad bringing him. I mean, you guys saw what happened last time. It was not a good deal. If you haven't seen that, go watch that video. What I was saying, in May, I'm going back to my parents' house, my growing up house, one of them. I would say this is like the house I really grew up in. We had like 2 other houses, or no, we had like 3 other houses, but I was like young in those. We moved into this house that I'm going back to in May when I was like 8, and I lived there until I was 18. So I feel like that's like more of a growing up phase. I consider that the house I grew up in. But anyway, that's the house I'm going back to in May. My sister's having a little graduation party because she's graduating college. Shout out to Abby. And then I think my sister is actually moving in a couple of months here out of state, potentially. Maybe in Chicago, but potentially like Michigan or Wisconsin. So my parents are gonna be moving out of their house because they don't need all that space anymore. I think they're gonna move to St. Louis. They were gonna move to Chicago, but now they're going to St. Louis. I'm getting so off track. Basically, in May, I'm going home. My sister's having a graduation party. Then we're flying to Italy, getting on a cruise, and then we're going to Greece, like from the cruise. I think it's like a 7-day cruise or something. It's gonna be so fun. I remember whenever I went on a cruise last, I think I was like 14 or something like that, maybe younger, 12 or 13, one of the two. But I vlogged all that. We went to like Puerto Rico, like that's where it started, and those were bangers. They're privated now because I'm an infant in those, and it's cringy to me. Maybe I'll make them public someday. Maybe I'll react to them for a video, who knows. But I'm so excited for that, honestly, like I'm so excited. It's actually crazy. I think that cruise was my first like vlogs on my Canon G7X that I used to vlog on. Shout out to that camera. I want to get that camera again, honestly. Like I'm kind of tired of having this DSLR, which is like a bigger camera. I have like a fat mic on top. The only thing that's good about this camera is it's really good when it's windy outside. Like it doesn't just completely destroy the sound and the audio. The G7X is just, if you're watching this, you don't know about cameras, it's literally what every vlog YouTuber used back in like 2017. It's like that little handheld camera that has that screen in the back that flips up and people could just like put it in their pocket. I need one of those again. So yeah, that trip is gonna be so fun. I'm so excited for that. I've got like a month and a half until that. Subscribe to see those. Hopefully I can get some good content out of that. And then for the rest of the year, I guess I'm just gonna be grinding work, trying to find my way, as I've kind of been showing in my vlogs. Like I'm pretty transparent in my vlogs. I'm really trying to find like a way that I can like set myself up financially more, which is going good. I feel like I'm in the right path for that, but you know, I'm still like a little bit hesitant and questioning like a lot of things. So I guess this is my year to just like sit down and really focus and like grind and figure out what I need to be doing to set myself up more, I guess you could say. Not set myself up, but like have a better income stream, or like a path to having a better income stream. That's like another reason why I've been like considering moving. Obviously there's other reasons that I haven't told you guys yet about, which I will tell you about like when I move. But that's one of the reasons that I'm considering moving, is like downsizing, just so I can save some more money. And also like, I love this place, obviously, like it's great, but I'm not really here that much anymore. Like I'm always at work, but now it's like, fuck. I want to have a good environment where like I want to be like happy in, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like it's worth it to invest in a place where you're happy in. Is this lighting cooked? I'm moving the camera over here a little bit, but I think it'd be really good for me if I could just like downsize a little bit, you know. I don't really need all this space, as I was saying, so don't get me wrong, I like it and I prefer it, but it's just not something I need if I'm being completely real with myself. I have friends that are back in Illinois still who have like a 2-bed apartment. It's a 2-story apartment. It's all for them, and they pay like $400 a month total. Both of them combined pay $400, so they pay $200 each. That would be nice if I could have that out here, but it's just not realistic. Why does it gotta be so expensive out here? It's because it's the best. It's because it's literally the best out here. That's why it's expensive. So to me, it's worth it. It is a struggle at some points, obviously, like in my situation, but as I was saying, like I'm just frugal with my money, I feel like, and I base my spending on what I'm making, not on what I have saved. Does that make sense? Like if I had like $1 million in the bank, but I was making $0 a month, like I feel like I would feel broke, you know? It would also be super nice to have a roommate, like if I could just room with somebody, but I don't really have anybody who wants to live here for the price, because it's still like above what they would want to be paying. Even if I was to room with them, that would literally cut my rent down by like half. So hopefully someday I can get a roommate. That would be fire. Somebody who's like-minded to me though. Like I don't want to just room with anybody, you know? Not trying to live with a bum, because in 10 years from now, I want to be looking back like at my time now, or like the time I'm spending now working hard, and I want to be proud of myself. I don't want to be thinking, damn, I could have done more. Like I want to be like, okay, I used my time well and I worked hard. Even if, you know, the results come later, like I still worked hard, got experience, which led to potentially where I could be in 10 years, you know? And I feel like I can't be where I want to be if I'm living with somebody who is dragging me down. Obviously, a main place I want to live is I want to live in freaking Los Angeles at some point. Like, I don't know if this will change like by my age or like when I get older. I remember I used to really want to live in Malibu. Malibu's super nice. Well, after the fires, it kind of got like cooked, but which is honestly so sad. Malibu is genuinely one of my favorite places in the world. Like I've been out of the country all over the world, low-key. Like I've been to Europe, I've been to the Caribbean, like I've been a lot of places outside the country, and Malibu is genuinely like my favorite I've been. Like I enjoy going to Malibu more than I like going to like Europe. I don't know if that's a hot take, it probably is. I just love Southern California. But anyway, now I'm kind of like coming to terms that Malibu might not be the place I want to be when I'm older. Just because, yeah, it's beautiful, but I don't really feel like there's much to do there, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of people who live there are homebodies. It's kind of hard to get around. You have to go, like, around every single mountain. It's, like, kind of a hassle. But it is very beautiful and a place that I love to visit and, like, love to hike through. And I love Malibu still. It's, like, one of my favorite places still. I don't really intend on staying in Long Beach the rest of my life. As much as it's a vibe, I definitely could see myself being more north in LA. I'm gonna set up my light here. I feel like the light's kind of getting a little bit dark for my liking. If I'm talking best places I visited outside the country, that is a difficult question. I could say like a good amount of places. I would say, this is hard. Cabo's really cool. Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The resorts there are just so nice. Like I love that place. I remember St. Martin being like super cool. I think that's in the Caribbean. They had like the best beaches in the country. Sand, super soft. They had like cats roaming around the beach. Like it was insane. You know where I want to go outside the country? I want to go to Toronto so bad. I feel like that'd just be such a fun trip. And it's crazy to think that place was literally like 8 hours from my hometown back in Illinois. I've never been to Canada. I want to go to Canada really bad. I think it'd be fun. It just seems like a vibe. I feel like everybody loves Toronto. Apparently the people are super nice there. That's definitely on the list. But yeah, I do have definitely a bunch of memories growing up that I'll never forget of like traveling and going out the country, especially like at the age that we did. Shout out to my parents. They're the goats. They had me going to Italy in like 4th grade. Like what? We literally went to like Pisa, Rome, Venice, Italy. I don't know if that's all in the same area. I don't really know much about Europe, but we went like all over. We went to Paris. Paris was dope. I forgot to say that. Paris is definitely one of my favorite places I've been out the country. I need to go again though, because I went when I was in like 4th grade, which would make me like what? I don't know, 10, I think 10 years old. So like I don't really remember it too much, and obviously I wouldn't be able to do as much as I am now. If I went to Paris now, obviously I could like go out and like actually do things. We kind of had to do PG-13 things whenever we went as a family. We literally went as a whole family, and I'm not just talking like me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. We went like with my cousins, and like my grandpa went. Yeah, that trip is one for the books. I'll never forget how much fun we had on that trip. I gotta go back. I have to go back. I'm gonna end the pod here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. This coming Monday I got the vlog of my parents coming in visiting me, so definitely subscribe so you guys can see that. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. I won't let another angel go to waste. Oh, this life is crazy.